Hi there, namaste, and welcome back to another Spiritualistik Pick a Card reading. Today we are taking a look at your February 2026. So please take a deep breath, drawing the energy up your spine, creating a clear and open channel. As you exhale, come into clear knowing which group or groups has your message in it for you today. We have group 1 on the left with healing the inner child, group 2 in the center with source energy, and group 3 on the right with unconditional love. As always, the timestamps to your readings are listed below in the description box. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I do want to let you know that since we're going through February, I will be going through the astrological weather. We'll be going through the energy, right? I'm not going to tell you all the transits. I post horoscopes weekly for that. But we are going to go through week by week. There are 4 weeks in February, so if you want, now is a great time to pull out a pen and paper or to take notes just so that you can see what's coming up for you individually through the pile that you select on top of the general astrological themes that are coming up as well. If you'd like more in-depth information, I do post weekly horoscopes, so you can always get more information by listening to that next to your chart, picking your energy group, seeing which part of the collective you're in. This is a resource, so use it. I also want to mention that we just had Neptune go into Aries in January. This is a big deal. In February, Saturn also moves into Aries, which is also a big deal. So this is going to be the time where you want to know what's going on a little more than usual, just to help stay on top of everything. So with that being said, I love you and I'm grateful for you. If you'd like to meditate with me, it is the first link in the description box below. Okay, I also post guided meditations here the first and third Friday of the month. So if you're interested in that, you know where to find them. And I love you and I'm grateful for you. I'll see you over at your reading. Namaste. Hi there, group 1. Namaste and welcome to your reading. Today we are looking at your February 2026 prediction, and you selected the first group with healing the inner child. So I do want to let you know, group 1, you might want to have a pen and paper for this, and you might also want to listen to my astrological horoscope posts that I post every week. As you know, February is going to be a big month energetically, just like January was, and so things are kind of still changing, shifting. So with that being said, we're going to go week by week. We'll look at the general astrological energy so that you know what's happening in a general sense, and then we'll pull the tarot and see how it's going to affect you. So with that being said, with the Healing the Inner Child card, this is definitely going to bring some freedom and liberation for you this month, but also a little bit of emotional softness. Now, week number 1 of February, we have a full moon in Leo right out the gate. So week number 1 is going to look at healing big emotions. Okay, it's to start out the month here, and there's emotional peaks specifically in self-expression, creativity, romance, and this is also going to be the week where you notice people having dramatic breakups, really like closure conversations. It's kind of bringing the drama here, but it's also right before Uranus goes direct. So this energy is here as well. So this is going to bring unexpected changes that are liberating, but specifically in people's personal lives, but everybody's personal life. So after this, there's a little bit of a challenging energy where there's going to be a little bit of unexpected mental friction, communication breakdowns, sudden nervous thoughts, some anxiety, largely because, well, there's a lot of emotion going on. After that, we get a push in our new direction, and right after that we're wait, this isn't where I've been the last few years. This isn't how I've been comfortable. So that's the first week of February. So let's take a look at how this is going to go for you, right? Because this is the general energy. This isn't specific to you. Again, I do post for the signs, so if you want to sit down with your charts, your big 3, big 6, sun sign, ascendant sign, you can watch those as well. So for you, it seems as though you are not going to be keeping things to yourself here. You're going to be receiving a lot of love. So I'm getting that you are going to be on the receiving end of a lot of this self-expression here, but it's going to be a lot of people telling you that they love you and appreciate you. And it also seems as though you're going to be having a actually easier time than most through this because you've been doing the inner work. This is the first thing I've been seeing here. You're going to notice that here, now, there's an energy of you feeling like you are being chosen for something, specifically something that's going to be healing or cathartic for you. So while this week is going to be a little bit emotional, unexpected changes, and like crazy communication. It kind of seems as though you're going to be receiving a lot of this, but it's going to be like love. I would not be surprised if during this week you get like a drunk call or text or the energetic equivalent of this from like your best friend or someone you haven't heard from in a while, or your ex, or even your current partner. There's something here about you feeling loved and you feeling chosen, but energies that were previously held back being expressed to you. So this is kind of the energy of people who really love you, they really appreciate you, and maybe they don't verbalize it. And maybe it's not because, well, for some of you, I'm sure, there's that energy that we love to lean into, especially here in the tarot community. It's like that little inside joke, like, oh, they're just not talking to you because they're scared of your feelings, right? There will be a little bit of this. But it's also going to show up in ways where, you don't necessarily go up to your boss at work, who you really love and admire and respect, and you just think that they're so, so, so cool. You don't necessarily go up to them and just be like, I just want to say everything you do is amazing and I love you so much. Like, that's not like necessarily socially normalized, right? If it's genuine, right? Because you're not trying to kiss up. Like if it's genuine, there's a lot of this like spilling, but it's love that's going to happen for you the first week. And this emotional energy, it's going to really be healing for you. This is going to hit the spot for your inner child in a way that maybe you knew that you needed, but you didn't know how it would feel when you receive it. So it's really beautiful. There's this energy being highlighted of you being loved and feeling chosen. Like this is showing up as someone like really, really trusting you, or being really, really trustworthy towards you. Also this week, you might find that you are really energized and excited, but as the week goes on, you get a little bit tired. So I do want to let you know, if you have the opportunity to go home early from work, like Thursday or Friday, or take an extra day off, or if you can say no to some plans over the weekend, this is going to be a good time to get that extra hour of sleep. It's going to be a great time to not like to have an open schedule, to rest, just to take care of yourself. Not that you're going to feel like you require it, but that with everything that's happening in your life emotionally, sometimes our physical body and our emotional needs, like your body will need rest to hold some of the emotional shifts that are coming up, that have been happening and are going to continue to happen. So that's a message that's coming through for you week number 1 of February, okay? So moving into week number 2, this is February 8th through 14th. Now, this is when we have that Pisces influx, okay? Mercury, Venus enters Pisces, Saturn enters Aries this week. We have a Venus square Uranus energy. So essentially, there's a huge generational shift that's happening here. Saturn enters Aries, okay? So congratulations on concluding your Saturn return for those of you with Saturn in Pisces, and welcome to those with Saturn in Aries, okay? To your Saturn return. February 14th, Valentine's Day. So the core focus here, it's going to be on compassion, intuition, and actually like dissolving boundaries. Now, boundaries are good. They're healthy. We're taught that we should always have them. Yes. But this is dissolving walls that we have up, turning those fortresses into doors that one can knock on, right? So we're going to have some communication about relationships, about morals and values, maybe a little bit about money, maybe some this is also a good week to go get your color analysis done, or to go get a facial and learn about your skin, or learn about your colors, learn about what shapes fit your body, things like this. But also relationships, morals, and values. It's going to bring like an empathic, dreamy, and like less grounded energy here. So this is going to be a really nice time to idealize, a really good time to dream. It might even be a really good time to write, specifically if you are into writing like fantasy or fiction and things like this. Now, the huge thing, the generational event here, Saturn Aries, okay, this is a huge long-term shift that's going to focus on structure of identity, okay, new beginnings, taking action. Some people are going to be really learning how to prioritize themselves. Some people are really going to be learning how to be spunky again, and some people are really going to be learning how to be less selfish or arrogant. So it's going to affect everybody a little differently. And then the challenge that comes through here is actually going to be a little bit of instability in relationships, sudden shifts in values, sudden shifts in finances. With all of this energy that's going on, it kind of makes sense, okay? So for you, how is this going to impact you week number 2? It seems as though you are noticing here that you are already prepared for this energy in some way, shape, or form. What we're looking at here is someone who has done the work, and so you're able to observe the patterns. And because of this, when this energy comes through, you're noticing that, okay, you're able to see what happens first week, okay? And so you're able to utilize that to rationalize what's happening week number 2. You're also allowing yourself to feel everything that's coming up. You're going to notice that you are most likely going to be in some way a shoulder to cry on or a nice listening ear for a loved one of yours, but not in a way that feels like it's too much to ask. It's something that you will have space for, most likely. And you're going to find as well that this brings you into some sort of a deepening of connection around you. I do want to let you know that you will, at this point, be really, really glad that you took a little bit of extra rest, not for your physical body, but for your emotional body, okay? Because it does look like you're going to be in some sort of potentially a healer position, not in a necessarily, like in your personal life, a healer position in your personal life, not in a way where you're rolling up your sleeves and you're fixing someone's life, right? But in a way where you are holding space for a loved one to be open with you, to be vulnerable with you, in a way where you get to know them more deeply, you learn them more deeply, but also you have this new context, this new information from the week ahead. Now for you, you're going to find that you do feel a little bit of this confusion energy coming through because the vibe is less grounded, and also you've been very successful with your boundaries for a long time. You're going to find that you have an aha moment that leads to your success. You're going to feel seen, and you're also going to have others tell you that you make them feel seen. So there's a little bit of this energy of trusting that this is reciprocal. So we're seeing here that you have some sort of a love confession, romantic, platonic, career, right? It can be parasocial, but you have some sort of this energy coming towards you week number 1. Okay, week number 2, we have some sort of connection or this energy occurring where there's an opportunity for a deepening here, and it does go both ways. So there's an understanding that it's reciprocal. There's something that's been held back for a long time on both sides. So one was kind of presented to you, and now it's your opportunity to offer the same thing in return. And so this is going to make you a little bit confused, a little bit stressed, because, well, now it's your turn to sit down with the vulnerability seat, right? And at the same time, you will be in a healer position and like a listening position. And so the duality of this energy is going to exist for you in February, and it's going to really kind of finalize week number 2. However, one thing that's coming through in these cards here is that there's going to need to be a rational understanding that this is reciprocal. You are used to being in the healer energy. You are used to doing the work. You are used to having yourself and also having others. You are used to doing your work for you, doing your work in your spiritual journey, in your physical life, and then being there for others. So when you are sitting with someone in front of you being vulnerable, this for you is normal. But when you are sitting there being vulnerable in front of somebody else here who is loving and trustworthy, this is going to bring about some sort of breakthrough and new success for you. But it's not going to come without its hiccups. Okay, a little bit of uncomfortable ideas here. So there are going to be sudden shifts in your values, but for you it's going to be about you receiving the kind of energy that you put out into the world, which is beautiful. And that doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that it's unwarranted, and it doesn't mean that it's bad, but it's going to be beautiful, but it might be uncomfortable. So set that grounded intention, because you might find yourself opening up to someone week number 2. It will be reciprocated. I also want to let you know that you're going to be in a good financial position at this point in time. You're not going to really need to worry or stress about these matters at all, but there is going to be some worry and stress in general that presents itself. So I would, if I were you, maybe just check it off the list as something that is taken care of already, so you don't need to add this to your list, right? Because things like stress, anxiety, confusion can kind of snowball a little bit, so we want to ground and anchor those thoughts. So going into week 2, a nice little journaling habit, or some affirmations. I deserve to be listened to. I deserve to be loved. People around me are trustworthy. I'm financially stable. I deserve rest. Things like this will really help you to subconsciously prep for week number 2. Okay. So week number 3 here, February 15th through 21st. General themes here are structured dreams and radical reset. We had all this dreamy, emotional energy from everything moving into Pisces here. And this week officially begins Pisces season. There's also a new moon in Aquarius, okay? So with this, it's going to bring the old structure with new visions. And it's also going to bring about some sort of a new commitment to the future. So this is going to be a really powerful time to set intentions, specifically around social groups, your future goals, and anything that's visionary, anything that's revolutionary, anything that is ahead of its time, and also anything that is Aquarian in nature, humanitarian. With that, there's going to be a little bit of a peak of energy. We have Saturn conjunct Neptune, February 20th, okay? These are outer planets, so it's a very subtle energy, but it's a big deal. So sometimes you'll hear people say, oh, it's a big deal when these main planets get together, like the outer planets, and other people will say, I don't know why people like stress over it so much. The energy is subtle, but it's strong. It's like an undercurrent, and so we want to be aware of it. So this is going to bring a major collective and spiritual cycle peak. We just had Neptune and Saturn moving into Aries, and they're going to be really kissing on February 20th. And so this takes a look at the structure of reality, lessons, discipline, right? And it's also going to connect with the dreams and the illusions. There's also some sort of a generational belief system shift that's happening when Neptune enters Aries in January. So with this, there's going to be a demanding of a redefinition of boundaries in the spiritual sense, in the belief sense, in a systemic sense. And so this is going to be kind of happening as an undercurrent. So then the sun enters Pisces as well. So we've got a little bit of a less grounded energy manifesting this week. A little more compassion, a little more spirituality, a little more play, a little more art, right? A little more innocence. It's going to be really nice, okay? So let's see how week number 3 is going to go for you, group 1. With the Healing the Inner Child card, yeah, I'm definitely getting here that there is something here that you are going to need to try not to apologize for, okay? So immediately with the Healing the Inner Child energy and the context of how these first 2 weeks are going to go for you, the first thing that's coming through is, I'm really sorry that I opened up to you the other day. That really, I really shouldn't have done that. No. Take up space. So it will be things like this. I'm so sorry that I was so emotional. You're sorry you had feelings? Right. So there are going to be a few moments where you want to kind of dance around this or circle back and kind of have these moments of maybe someone bumps into you and you're like, oh, I'm sorry. Wait, you bumped into me. Why am I sorry? Okay, so just checking yourself a little bit like this. So it's going to be empowering for you ultimately, but it's going to start soft. It'll start gently. And then it leads into this empowerment with the Hierophant and the Ace of Swords. So we have this, oh, sorry. Wait, why am I sorry? No, I deserve to take up space, right? We have this clarity. We have this structure that's coming through. We have this new idea that's kind of coming through as well. And it's not something that you wouldn't already know. It's not something that you wouldn't guide anyone else through. It's not something you haven't already been working on, but it's something that you are new to embody in a clear sense. So there's now no fuzz around it, meaning that this will be something where you have a clarity to this energy. So you're like, I am not apologizing, but there's no fluff around it. There's no nuance around it. There's no There's no energy around it. It's just clear. I'm not apologizing if I don't need to. I know when I need to apologize and I know when I don't, and I will act accordingly. It's just this clarity. Now with the Empress in reverse, which is actually very interesting energy to come up this week, it seems as though you might pull your energy back in a way that realizes where you have been maybe having energetic leakages or where you have maybe been giving too much of yourself in the past in general. Now that you have a little bit of this realization where your inner child deserves to be seen and heard and loved, we actually have this week you giving more of this compassion to yourself. We also have you taking a look at how you give to the world around you and how you commit to the world around you. And we have you kind of pulling your energy back from your regular everyday scheduled programming, if you will, and reflecting on what this is going to look like in the future, which will be powerful. But this is also going to bring forth this this empowered energy here. And you're also going to be noticing that you don't want to make as much. You don't want to give as much. You actually want to receive. You don't care how you are received. You care that you receive. So this will bring about reflections in, well, as an example, not worrying so much if they like you, worrying about if you like them. Not worrying so much if they like what you made, worrying more about if you like what you made. Energies like this. But we're also going to have a little bit of this gentle, energetic whiplash coming through where you are reflecting on some of the stress from the week before. You're reflecting on some of those things that you had been holding in for so long, and you are closing out a really big cycle in your personal life, specifically with your inner child, maybe a little bit of karma if that's your spiritual jam there, or a little bit of just energy, old patterns, where you're kind of having this empowerment and you're noticing where this little energy that you've been working for a long time to kind of love, to clear, to transmute, all of this love you've been giving yourself, all of this work that you've been doing, we kind of have it this week coming to like a finite close with these outer planets here. And this undercurrent, it's going to have you kind of say, you know what, let's pause the current programming. Let's reflect, and we'll see how we want this to move forward intentionally. But you're not necessarily at the point of taking decisive action yet, because it's going to bring up some stuff with the Three of Swords, the Two of Swords here, where you kind of notice where this little thing, this little tiny pea under the mattress, if you will, this little tiny hurt that was in the heart of your inner child, this little tiny whatever it is, it doesn't need to actually be small in nature, but how this energy has actually impacted your life more than you could notice from the outside looking in. Except now that it's vulnerable, it's open, you let it bleed, you let it be seen, you let it be known, you let it be loved, you let it be healed. You step into this empowerment, you have this clarity, you have this truth. You look around and you see where you are no longer served by choices that were made while holding this energy. And you realize that there are a lot of microscopic and even subconscious things. Maybe things like your favorite color. Maybe things like the words that you use. Maybe things like the way that your art looks, or the nature of your relationships, right? So we're having this reflection. It's not a pulling out away from everything, and it's not a diving into the new. It's just this gentle reflection where you say, okay, so we're not going to continue to move this forward. What I've been doing isn't wrong. Your favorite color is not bad. Your daily routine is not wrong, right? There's nothing like that. But there's this, wow, that was affecting my life more than I thought. And it's something small, like apologizing when, you don't need to apologize. You know where that comes from. You've spoken with a loved one, a confidant about it. You're moving forward. But now you're in this space of just reflecting and kind of seeing everything else. And I'm being shown that song Reflection from Mulan, where she's like, when does my reflection show what I am inside? Right? And so there's a little bit of this energy that's coming through. So we start moving towards that innovation energy. And it's also it's bringing things to a close, but it's surprising what is coming up, what is being closed out, and what doors are opening for you this week. So this is more of an energetic thing for you. Okay, so let's move into week 4. So week number 4 for you, group number 1. This is February 22nd through 28th. There are 28 days this February. So the general themes here, okay, are like retrograde. Okay, Mercury goes retrograde. So this, and then there's like this intensity that's kind of been coming to a peak throughout this month. And you're going to start feeling the pressure a little bit more, but you've got the clarity behind it, okay? But you are going to be feeling it viscerally. So we do have Mars sextile Chiron, February 22nd. So this is going to bring like action into your healing. So this is when you find the motivation to take action in that new direction we talked about week number 3. Okay, Mercury goes retrograde February 26th, and this is going to bring, reviews and communication, exes saying hi, little technology glitches, you know the drill with Mercury retrograde. But here, this is focusing on reconsideration and review of your communication, and also something about travel. I'm getting postponing or even expediting a trip. which usually I don't get, expeditious energy with travels with Mercury retrograde, but it came through intuitively. So I wanted to just sprinkle that in here. Okay. Then we have Mars square Uranus, February 27th. This is going to be a bit of a challenging energy here that will resolve the next day. Don't worry. Okay. But this is going to bring like sudden, erratic, rebellious action, unexpected confrontations, accidents. And Mercury literally just went into retrograde the day before, which means that if you're going to be hearing from someone, hey, you're not doing what I want you to do, right? Or if you have a place where people just randomly come at you, right? Today's going to be the day, okay? If you have people where they've been holding stuff in, or maybe they're emotionally immature, okay, this is going to be the day where things erupt. So this is going to be the day for you, February 27th. You're going to want to wake up, have a nice little stretch, not look at your phone right in the morning. You're going to want to meditate. You're going to want to breathe. You're going to want to have a nice shower. You're going to want to say your affirmations. You're going to want to have your favorite coffee in the whole wide world, your favorite tea. You're going to want to be love bug. You're going to feel these things, right? And you're going to want to journal. You're going to want to journal, and you're going to want to hang out with your crystals, and you're going to want to listen to a spiritualistic guided meditation, and you're going to want to have a good day on purpose. Okay. And with that, you're going to feel some things coming up, and you're going to say, oh, it's not me. It's the energy. I will look at and acknowledge these things because there's a reason why they're coming up. But this is not indicative of reality. It is Mercury retrograde. Mars is square Uranus right now. And so I'm going to feel frustrated because that is the definition of this energy. It is frustration. And so instead of finding things to be frustrated about, I will look at, observe, and acknowledge this energy and then happily, intentionally unsubscribe from it, right? And then you have that extra space in your heart and someone comes towards you and they're da-da-da-da-da-da, and you're okay, have fun. Okay, so this is going to be if there's any day this month where you want to pull out your inner peace and love and light hippie, okay, it's going to be February 27th. Okay, with that being said, we then the next day have Mercury conjunct Venus. Beautiful, wonderful energy, okay? This is going to be smooth, charming. Oh my God, like, I'm so sorry yesterday. It's just, I don't know what happened, or I'm just making up for it, or, yeah, see, I can just explain myself really well today. No accountability, just nice words. Explanations, excuses, right? But also, this is going to bring a nice little social exchange. So if there were any rifts in your relationship, it's a great day to solve them. Again, my writers, my poets, my lovers, good day for communication, right? And then we're still deepening into that Mercury retrograde. So, that energy is still prevalent. So for you, week number 4, final week of February here. Let's see how this is going to impact you. Okay. So we do have this transformation that's happening here. Okay, now with the 5 of Cups energy, it's a bit fascinating, actually. There's something that you have been working on or creating or expressing for a while here, and you might feel as though you've been saying it and no one's been hearing it. And it seems as though there's also this energy around you of it's like you've been saying something and no one's been like listening. Like maybe they don't receive it. They listen, but they don't get it, or they hear but they don't listen. Like there's something like this depth, and there's something where you have been saying it the whole time, and it's exactly what everyone around you has needed to hear. It's like this energy where people are like, I'm so frustrated, I just realized that X, Y, and Z, and you're like, I was saying X, Y, and Z this entire time, and everyone was ignoring me or gaslighting me or like treating me weird or ostracizing me or pushing me aside, right? And now everybody's like, X, Y, and Z, like people need to speak up about X, Y, and Z, and you're like, I have been, welcome to the club. And now it's all about them because they have their thing going, and you're like, okay, I'll just be ahead of my time, and you just continue to treat me like crap because now I'm 10 years outside of that. Okay, there's a little bit of this energy coming through where it's a little bit of this. Now, we have the Knight of Cups with the Death surrounding the 5 of Cups. So this isn't victim mentality, but it is a little bit like, yeah, tale as old as time. I've heard this story before. A little bit of this energy, okay? But the thing is, though, you're going to be recognizing that what you're doing, though, obviously is right. So it's going to be bringing up some sort of actual motivation for you by reflecting on the past. Yeah. I know, I said it 10 years ago and you all pushed me aside, and now it's 10 years later and you're all talking about it and it's really cool and trending now and everyone's realized it, and I said it and everyone's like, no, I said it, but I said it 10 years ago and I did it first and everyone copied me and then they got the credit and I didn't, right? Wait, I'm a trendsetter. Wait, what I'm doing is really working. Wait, that innovation, that advancement that I invented, wait, I should keep doing this. I should keep being myself. I'm onto something. I'm doing something right. Right? So there's a little bit of this, it's like that friction in between, but there's something that's born from it. Okay, so this is kind of how week 4 is going to go for you. It's like you invent some sort of technology and it's like, oh, the world's not ready for that yet. And you're like, oh, okay. And so because you're like, well, I want to keep working on this. You know, it's my life's work. It's my passion, right? And then they're like, oh, well, okay. So you either stop working on that or you stop working for us. So you say, I'm going to stop working for you. I don't know why this is the story that's being shown to me, but it just is. So I'm going to roll with it. And so you continue to work on this. Now you are on to the next. You've been on to the next. You're on 5 things after this. Now, that old place you used to work, now they start rolling out a technology similar to the one that they said the world wasn't ready yet. 10 years later, 20 years later, 5 years later. And you're like, well. I'm never going to let anybody tell me that I'm not, that I'm having the wrong idea ever again. Because they weren't ready to do that, but you were ready. So you keep being ready for whatever is in front of you. That doesn't mean everyone else will be ready, but you are, and that's important. And there's something to this. And it's going to have you in some way, have you reflect where you could be like feeling sad about it. It's going to motivate you a little bit. And in some way, it's going to break down your walls a little bit. Now, we do have some sort of assertive action here this week that's coming up. And this is all about you giving into you. You're like, you know what? I'm going to focus on me. You know what? I'm going to love me. You know what? I know. It's like, I know beyond any doubt at all whatsoever that I'm on the right track. I've been on the right track. It continues to be told to me that I am so ahead of my time, so on my right track. Like it's like, you didn't understand because you haven't been globalized. You didn't understand because you don't speak several languages. You didn't understand because you didn't educate yourself on that. You don't understand because you didn't move in that direction, but I did. It's like having seen the whole entire world, being able to speak 10 different languages, being able to know people in all socioeconomic classes, you're able to have a bigger picture. Having studied the occult, having learned astrology and tarot and Reiki and numerology and human design, you're able to understand each of them better because you actually have the full picture. You're not just being, what is that word? When people just like give you, you're not just being indoctrinized, right? And so there's this, indoctrinated, sorry. And so this kind of inspires you to let your walls down a little bit more and to be a little bit more open with where you are. But when it comes to what you're investing in, it's like you're continuing to be where you are. You're continuing to be ahead of your time, except you're giving more to yourself. And this actually brings in some interesting opportunities of, now, interestingly enough, relating to people, places, things, it's like that old business that said, we're not ready for your stuff yet, so you have to stop working on it. We're not moving in that direction right now, but then they did later, right? This would be them reaching back out to you. Hey, so now that you're the expert on this and you literally invented it and it was like 10 years ago, so you obviously know where the trends are heading in the future and you're very educated on this topic because you have 10 years of experience in this field. So we kind of need you now about this. And you'll be like, well, isn't that funny? Like there's this energy like this. So you're going to have things coming in. Again, with this Mercury retrograde energy coming in, where you're going to realize, you realize that I was telling you the truth and you didn't want to hear it. And so now you're coming back around like, hey, I had that realization. You were totally right. And, I just wasn't ready to face it. Okay, that's great. Okay, moving forward, don't treat people like that, right? Okay, moving forward, yeah, I do know what I'm talking about, and so you're not going to treat me like that. Like, there's this energy like this. Your walls are coming down when it comes to you being who, what, when, where, why, how you are, except you're like, you know what? I'm taking all these eggs and I'm putting them in my own basket. I'm putting all my eggs in one basket and it's mine, right? And so you also have all of the energies that did the opposite of that who took all of the eggs out of your basket and put all of their eggs in their own basket, coming back around to you and saying, hey, what's up, buddy? So this is how week number 4 is going to go for you. Interesting. You are going to have this, I'm hearing like be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind. There's going to be this reflection of old places you've seen, old people you've known and loved, old experiences you've had. Like there's going to be reflection on this. It's going to be beautiful. And you're going to also realize how much you stand out, like how much your perspective or what you're ready for or where your consciousness is or something like this. It's like if you went to university at age 15, your peers aren't going to be able to relate to you, the ones that are in university with you or the ones that are your age, right? So there's a little bit of this energy. Like if you have traveled the whole entire world, or if you have seen a large amount of the world, your perspective on larger issues and where the world is headed is going to be much different than that loved one of yours who means absolutely no harm and is the kindest person in the whole wide world, but has never, ever, ever left their very small town in their whole life. And this is normal. And so there's like this reflection here of your empowerment. And maybe where you have been accidentally, secretly, low-key giving your power away emotionally in other places because people just didn't get it. But that's because people don't put a backpack on their back and then travel across the world. That's because people don't learn about other cultures and globalize their perspective to understand where the future is actually headed, instead of where their small town or even their country is telling them that they should be thinking about going towards, right? There's this energy like this, like technologically, okay, there's where you see it because you are maybe a master in this field, but you do have people around you who have their own opinions. And so those opinions are valid and they're validated. And so what ends up happening is actually in this very small town, in this very small company, in this non-globalized idea of what is really happening moving forward, you have this, well, you know what, let's just say everything is valid because we don't really know. And so we'll just do something that's in the middle because we want to appease everybody, right? Let's do like a mediation energy. And you were like, no. I've been overseas. I've been to the talks. I've been to the expos. I've seen where things are headed. I've seen what's going on. Your opinion is your opinion, but it's not based upon fact. And so there's this awareness that you have more awareness. And so there's this love that you're moving forward with because you realize you are the person who has that extra information. You are the person who will throw a backpack on your back and go travel across the world. You are the person that will go get the knowledge, that will follow their heart, that will do the thing, that will be ahead of their time. And you will start to embody that a little bit more. You're going to also start investing in some way into something that you used to do before that was indicative of like who you are. The version of you that you've been that made you this person, the version of you that's like, you know what, I think I'm gonna just go to Antarctica because I want to, like, and so when you come back, you'll have different perspectives on climate change because you saw it, right? And so there's energies like this where you might years and years and years later be socialized into having a somewhat different opinion or something, but no, you saw it with your eyes. But it's not about the fact you saw it with your eyes, it's about the fact that the version of you that said, you know what, I feel like going to Antarctica, that's the version of you that you're investing in again. And so you start to kind of re-embody this integral part of you. And while you're doing this, you have people coming through that's like, oh wait, actually, did you hear about that glacier that melted? And you're like, ha ha ha, yeah, remember I saw it 10 years ago. There's this energy where people are like, hey, so remember that technology you invented and like now the world is moving in this direction and we totally didn't like know that because you're like, ha ha, yeah, except that's old news, buddy. It's, hey, remember that fashion trend that you were on like a long time ago and I just told you that it was really weird, and you're like, yeah, except it's not in anymore. If everybody's doing it, that means that it's out. Like, it's like just this energy. So you're going to be like empowered, a little bit sassy, okay? It's Mercury retrograde, so you're going to have things in the past that like hurt you because they weren't ready to accept truth in some way coming back around. But you're going to be investing in yourself, and you're going to have this resurgence of energy where you're no longer guarded towards the things that are innovating you so that you can innovate. There's something here. The things that innovate you, you realize you had become guarded towards. Because in the past, it had almost put you too out of reach, too outside of the norm, too unrelatable. Like if you've seen the entire world and then you go sit in a small town, they're going to treat you like an outsider or like a celebrity. And there's no in between. They will bully you or they will idolize you, but they won't listen to you. They won't learn you. They will like... do you understand what I'm saying here? You've lived it in some way. So this is kind of how week number 4 is going to go for you. It's this intensity. It's this like assertive action, a little bit of old wounds, reconsideration, review of what's going on here, specifically with technology, travel. Okay, I'm getting, again, like expedited travel can be possible here for you as well. Okay, because there's this this rush to it. It's like, oh my gosh, all of this time I've been listening to these small town opinions and I've been letting them get in my head. But but I've been beyond that for years. There's this moment. So things might have a little bit of a quickness to them. But what you do with that energy is going to be emotionally based. Okay, so invest in yourself, but understand that it would be emotionally driven. So let's take a look at advice for you for February in general. Okay. So there seems to be, okay. So one thing that's going to come through, it came through in the beginning. It's not a theme of February. It has to do with finances or material abundance or something about your house, getting a new house, your finances, your budget, your investments, something like this. Okay. Because this is not a theme of February, there is an opportunity to, 1, forget about it and not stay on top of it, or 2, allow it to snowball into that stress and all the other like things that are coming up for you this month. So essentially your advice is to like going into February, before February starts or in the beginning of February, make a budget and stick to it. Okay, if you have old wounds or issues or difficulties about finances, maybe you've struggled in the past and it can sometimes creep up if you're stressed out, okay, that is no longer indicative of your reality. So you want to make sure that you are stable there. Okay, one thing I also want to notice is that you're going to have a lot of opportunity to invest in the new, okay, in February, and make sure that you are not the only one that is investing into this if this is a group situation. Okay, if you're doing a group project with someone and you can absolutely totally put them on the map and you show up with really high quality work and their work is like half-assed, okay, you're going to want to look out for things like that. Okay, it's like the advice here is give it a review, give their work a thorough review first so that you know whether or not you want to invest in it. Okay, if this is like a group project or something to build, because there's something here where it's like this energy. I'm just going to use the same example. Take it as it resonates for your life. Okay. It's the same example of like this small town energy saying, oh, like you should take me with you on this trip, but you should book it and you should plan it and you should pay for it and you should, use your whole entire network and make it really cool and glamorous and fancy and meet really cool, important, fun people, and we can go do really cool, luxurious things, and it's all you pay for it and you plan it. But also, you should let me be the star of the show and like not let me give anything to you. Also, you should let me into your whole network, even though I'm gonna get drunk and steal some of your money and like act crazy in front of really important people that I begged you to put me in front of, right? Just making sure, okay? Making sure that you are not preemptively investing in group situations, projects, and things like this financially, because there's this energy here, like people are going to be off their rocker in February, okay? specifically someone that you've worked with in the past that you know is inept, okay? Coming through, give me another chance, I've changed, I've learned, I'm evolved now. They're not. No. Okay? No. They might bring you all the passion in the world. That's not a fact, okay? That's not a fact. That's desperation because they rang out their towel and they want to see if they can manipulate you again, okay? So advice for February, okay? No. Get comfortable saying no, okay? Say no to others and say yes to yourself, because you'll realize where that's kind of been not your MO recently. Maybe if you thought that you've been working on it for years and years, and you have been, okay? This is like that last ditch effort to say yes to yourself unequivocally and say no to others, and like put a period at the end of the sentence, okay? Done. You're done with that, okay? Again, this financial thing that's coming through, so this is going to be, don't go into escrow this month, okay? Especially with Mercury retrograde, 3 weeks before, 3 weeks after, okay? Don't go into escrow this month, okay? Don't begin a new financial portfolio this month, okay? That doesn't mean don't do it. Doesn't mean don't learn about it. Don't research it. But, don't do it this month, okay? Don't buy that expensive trip this month, especially the one that you're going to maybe be thinking about towards the end of the month here, okay? It might be spontaneous. It might be expensive. These things are not bad in and of themselves. You're going to feel really passionate. You're going to feel compulsed towards it, just like other people are going to feel compulsed towards you. And you're going to go, remember how that went last time, buddy? Yeah. So for you, okay, this is financially, okay? So this is asking you to walk the line during February between I am enough and I have enough and I'm very abundant and I can thrive with these decisions, and I know that I can make wise decisions, and because you're abundant, it allows you more flexibility and freedom. At the same time, if you are in an energy of lack, it's not a good idea to be making these decisions. So making sure that you're not subconsciously self-sabotaging yourself financially, even if you know it's not going to have an impact in your financial situation in the future, okay? It's a pattern. So just be aware not to step into it because you're already walking the balanced place, okay? So, make sure that you are you're going to be comfortable, materially stable in February. And when you get stressed out, this could be something where maybe you get stressed out and so you accidentally go do retail therapy, and then then you're like, wow, I shouldn't do that. Maybe it doesn't affect my financial situation anymore, but it's still not, but it can still be a self-harm tactic in some way, right? So we're looking at things like this, but also trust. Okay, if you recently got materially stable, for example, you're still materially stable, okay? So allow that stress that might come up with other things coming up this month, allow that not to be added to your snowball, okay? So things like this. This is what you need to know for February, okay? So, interesting month for you, group number 1. I hope that this helps shed love, light, and clarity for you. If you would like even more information, I post weekly horoscopes. So you can sit down with your sun sign, your ascendant, your big 3, your big 6, or your whole chart, and you can listen to more in depth about what's happening astrologically. And then also, you can look at how this will impact you so that you can have all of the information so that you can utilize it to the best of your ability. I'm a resource. Please use it, okay? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, it means the world to me and helps me keep doing what I love and what helps you too. And if you would like more content, you can follow my Patreon. I've got a YouTube members channel here as well. If you'd like to meditate with me, it's the first link in the description box below. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm, and I'll see you next time. Namaste. Hi there, group 2. Namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at February 2026 for you. And you selected the second group with the Source Energy card. Group number 2, we're going to go through the 4 weeks of February. You might want a pen and paper, but if not, that's okay. I also post horoscopes, so you can check those out weekly so you can stay on top of the energies. But we're going to go through the general themes and energies for each week, and we'll pull the tarot for you to see how it's going to go generally, and then for you as an individual, and we'll pull advice at the end. So with that being said, the first thing that I'm getting here for you is that you are coming into, I'm being shown like a big clarity, a big light. Like this for some of you might look like coming into clarity, feeling like yourself again, coming into optimism. For some of you, it's shining, like your own inner light is shining. And for some of you, it might look like visibility. For others of you, it might look like an awakening of consciousness. We're going to take a look at this with the tarot. But first of all, we have February starting off with a full moon, literally on February 1st. So we have the full moon in Leo. Week 1 is February 1 through 7. This is an emotional peak with the full moon in Leo, and then it's also bringing sudden shifts. So essentially, there's gonna be some healing going on, a lot of emotions about self-expression, creativity, and also things that might be coming to a close. This is like closure conversations, maybe some romance coming up, a little bit of dramatic energy, nothing too crazy. We then have Uranus going direct, which is a big deal on February 4th. So this is what's going to bring unexpected changes to the collective and then also personally. And then later on, there's a little bit of this challenge energy of unexpected mental friction, maybe some stress, anxiety, communication breakdowns and breakthroughs. Essentially, things have been changing. Things are changing structurally, systemically, and then in the belief system of the collective. So after we're starting to move in this direction, it brings about some overthinking, some anxiety, and things like this. So for you, week number 1 for group 2. Okay, so it looks like actually you're finding balance. You're realizing that you've already arrived at a place that you've been striving to get to for a while. You're also going to notice here that there's something here that doesn't hurt you anymore, which is going to be very positive. You're going to feel clear. You're going to feel balanced. You're going to feel like you are finally over something. But there's also going to be the self-reflection about what this means for you moving forward. Because something is no longer triggering you, it's not triggering you negatively, but it's also not triggering you positively. So it does ask you to self-reflect now about where you want to go from here, because you're not being influenced by an energy, interestingly enough. So this is going to say, okay, so now that you are no longer never, ever, ever dating again, ever, oh my God, right? You can now move towards, well, what do I really actually want? You know, you've healed past that energy. Maybe you do want a relationship. And so now you're opening up to that. You're kind of looking at what would make you happy. Now, it doesn't need to be in love. That's not really the energy that's coming up here. There's always a reason for the examples, but essentially there's something here where you felt like your light needed to be dimmed, or people kept dimming your light. People were expecting you to dim your light. Now, this is Leo. This is drama, this is expression, it's creativity, it's romance, it's love, it's shining bright like the sun, and it's a full moon, so it's a huge energy. Now the 5 here is reversed, meaning that there's something here where that all of this energy within you, romance, no. Creativity, not for you. Self-expression, no one's listening. Like there's just this energy of, oh, shine, that light within you, oh, I'm gonna take it, or you can't have it, or I'm gonna try to get one over on you. There's just this unnecessary struggle here that comes from outside of yourself. But we see this being resolved. And because this is resolved, it doesn't hurt anymore. You're coming into a place of balance, and so now you're not fighting somebody else's uphill battle, or you're not climbing a hill that somebody else is putting in front of you. And so because of this, you're feeling free, you're feeling relaxed, you're watching everyone else in their drama, feeling unsubscribed from it, which I love for you. And then you are actually reflecting on what it is that you want moving forward, not just what's a good idea, but actually you're saying, well, I actually do shine this much, I can shine this much, I actually can shine even brighter than this much, and I want to be happy. And with those 2 things considered, and literally nothing else, what do I want moving forward? And so that's how the first week looks for you, which I absolutely love. It's going to be cathartic, it's going to be a breakthrough for you. And there's going to be some sort of a change, an internal change. One about releasing something that doesn't serve you at all anymore, that was painful for you, and also allowing yourself to say, well, actually, this was affecting me and impacting me in ways that I didn't realize. Or maybe you did realize, and now you've outgrown it in a positive way. So now you can re-explore avenues and doors that you wouldn't dare to dream of before. You can dream a little bit bigger. You can dream a little bit more soft-heartedly, perhaps. And so as you start to think about this, you're stepping towards self-care, which is really beautiful. So for week 2 of February, we have February 8th through 14th. This is when planets start to move into Pisces. Well, we have Mercury and Venus entering Pisces anyway. So this is bringing about this creativity. It's also bringing a generational shift here as Saturn enters Pisces later. So this is going to look like letting your walls down. This is also going to look like you are connecting differently with your communication, a little bit more emotionally charged here. Relationships, your values come up. There's this dreamy energy. It's creative. But with this, not only is this a good time for you to sit down and create, but as Saturn enters Aries, there's like a long-term shift that is starting that's going to change the structure of like identity, the leadership, beginnings, action, and things like this. So there's going to bring a little bit of shifts and instability, generally speaking here. So one thing I do want to say is that this is an amazing week if you write songs, if you bear your heart out, if you journal, if you're a writer, if you paint based on your emotions, based on how you're feeling. This is definitely going to be something not only that you're going to want to document, but it's also going to be the kind of week where you really find gold here because the energy is just so unique. There's something about your, I'm hearing that Britney Spears song. What is it? I'm not a girl, but I'm not yet a woman. This song, because you're not where you were, but you're not quite where you're going yet either. But that shift, it's here and you're aware of it and you feel it. It's empowering. And so you're really going to want to harness that energy. So week 2 for you, group number 2, it's creative and it's inspiring, but you might feel a little bit of resistance yourself towards the direction that you're going because it's like you just got comfortable where you are, which means that you're going to be given an opportunity, maybe a stressful one or an anxiety-inducing one perhaps, an opportunity to change something foundational in your life. There will be naturally some resistance towards it. As you are opening up to the idea of moving forward, we have this idea of dissolving boundaries here. You're also going to notice that the universe kind of gives you an extra little helping hand, that it makes things a little too easy. It's saying, hey, what about the path of least resistance? What if it's baby steps? What if I make things just work out for you a little bit too easily, and all you have to worry about is that stress in your mind there? So this is really positive. We do see you taking steps towards some of these bigger goals and dreams that you've had. I'm being shown a lot of you breaking away from some sort of a group or system, not permanently, but just working on your own dream. For example, say that you are in a business with a lot of your friends, but you kind of want to open up a company making sneakers, okay? You might not be leaving the company with your friends, but you're definitely taking on this more independent energy. You're going to be feeling a lot. You're going to be thinking a lot. And also the universe is going to be opening up some doors for you, especially because of the work that you've done specifically the week before. And so while you're noticing, let's use that same example again. You are having conflicting feelings and difficult conversations, but there's this optimism and you're inspired and you're wanting to move forward at the same time. Wanting to be where you're going, but without necessarily fully leaving behind where you've been, or finding those boundaries, dissolving those barriers and boundaries. The process of maybe leaving that business with your friends, maybe not leaving it behind, but taking on a different looking schedule so that you can open up your sneakers business. Now, what's going on inside of you here? Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, those conversations you're having, a conversation you wish you had, that would make a really great song. Is something that you're going to realize this week. And this is going to continue to feed your inspiration. And you're also going to notice that the universe kind of makes it easy. You would say, hey, I kind of want to adjust my schedule. And you find that for the first time in years, someone comes to you and they say, hey, I think it would be best for everyone if we just took a nice couple of weeks off, regroup. And you were like, wait, that's great. I was just going to ask for a couple of weeks off. And they go, oh, you were? You know what? Then take 3. it's something where it's just a little too serendipitous to kind of encourage you and egg you on towards moving forward here. Now, I do want to mention, this is Valentine's Day week. So with that coming up, for those of you who are looking at your romantic prospects, expect for things to go really well for you on Valentine's Day. However, you might not be feeling that connection that you're hoping to be feeling on this day specifically. The emotions about a relationship or potential one, the emotions and energy here, it's not going to knock your socks off on this day. But if you do have plans, if you are going out on a date, if you do have a busy day or big things planned, they're going to go off without a hitch. So this is a positive energy. It's just that I think that there's a lot of emotional things that are happening internally, and there are a lot of shifts that are happening externally on Valentine's Day. Saturn enters Aries, which means that a lot of people are either stepping out of or stepping into their Saturn return on this day. So essentially, while I don't love this phrase, on Valentine's Day itself, literally on this day, everyone is going to have bigger fish to fry. So this is not saying that there's going to be anything negative in the love sector. It's just that for you, there's so much that's going on and changing. If you are spending time with a loved one, things will go off without a hitch. You just aren't going to be necessarily getting swept up on your feet here. There might be a little bit of flirtiness, a little bit of spiciness, but you're not going to look back and say, this was the day of my life that I was the absolute most in love ever. Okay? But things are going to flow. They will be serendipitous. Okay? So, let's take a look at week number 3 for you. This is February 15th through 21st. This looks at structured dreams, radical resets. Now, you've been reflecting a lot. You are ready for change. The universe has been egging you on. It's really beautiful here. So the theme here is taking a look at old structures with new vision and new visions that kind of honor the old. You're looking at commitments to the future. Now, circling back around to, we just finished Valentine's Day, one where there was so much going on that group number 2, you weren't even really in it emotionally. Now, we did end the week with the Magician and the Nine of Cups. You're focusing on, not do they like me, but do I like them? Not do I like what they have to offer me future vision, but what do I want for my own future vision? And then, what is theirs, and do these things align? It's good. It's independent and it's healthy. However, stepping into this next week, we do have the new moon in Aquarius, so we do have some conversations. This is when you might find that romance kind of picking up a little bit after Valentine's Day. There's going to be a good time to set intentions and to think about maybe spending time with groups, maybe a double date, looking at future goals, innovation, revolutionary ideas, bringing that song forward that you recently wrote, and you're like, well, this is kind of a different genre or a different topic or a different flavor. It's a little more risky than I would normally do. This is going to be the time where you're going to want to launch this, okay, on or after February 17th, those 2 weeks after, okay? So from February 17th on to the rest of the month, okay, let me repeat it for emphasis. Then we do have Saturn conjunct Neptune, okay, on February 20th. Because Saturn just moved into Aries, this is going to bring, and Neptune also just moved into Aries, okay? Basically, these two planets are going to kiss, and it's going to take a look at reality versus dreams and illusion. Now, this is going to ask you to redefine them both to change your idea of what is realistic and what is possible, and it's going to kind of take what you think is realistic in a grounded and maybe more logical sense and essentially expand it. And it's going to take a look at those dreams, those innovations, all that big dreamy energy and say, hey, where are there illusions here and where can we ground it? So we're taking both sides and basically polarizing them to their opposite. Okay. And then at the end of the week, we have Sun entering Pisces, which is going to bring, spirituality, heightened innovation, creativity, compassion, love, fun, play, vivid dreams, okay? Things like this. So for you, week number 3 of February for group number 2, we do have some sort of a message. I'm hearing the song Old Flames Can't Hold a Candle to You. I think this is Dolly Parton. There's something here, yes, definitely a message coming through. Page of Swords, the 8 of... It's, someone has been watching you. This is someone who did not give you, someone who was not able to stand on business or offer you something stable in the past is going to be reaching out to you. They didn't give you the contract that you wanted, or they weren't able to give you the commitment that you wanted, something like this. Expect a message. And this is going to be fun. This is going to spark, it's going to put a little pep in your step, a little bit of spark, a little bit of inspiration. Again, for my writers, my poets, my singers, my dreamers out there, you'll love this energy. It will be fun. It will be lighthearted. Okay, but you might also find yourself being a little bit guarded because, as I said, that dreamy energy is going to get grounded, and that realistic energy, it's going to get dreamy. And so you're going to be re-examining your boundaries. You're going to be listening. You're going to be looking out for red flags. And you're also going to be at a place where you're at peace whether or not something happens or doesn't happen, takes off, is short-term or long-term or permanent, or if it's just for, this week, today, this month, whatever. We also have here this week, you coming into a surprising amount of money. This is giving like a lump sum that has something to do with maybe a group project or something that has to do with something or someone else. This might be something that you're already expecting to come in, but by the time that it does, you might forget that it's due this week. So something might hit your bank account, or you might receive a check and you're like, wow, it's a happy surprise. Technically you knew about it, but you would have forgotten. Or perhaps the amount is a little bit bigger than you thought that it would be, or it comes a day early. This is something that has to do with someone else. So this comes from a company. This is about a project that you worked on collaboration with somebody else. This is from a brand deal, or this is a commission check. It's something like this that comes through. It is going to be a positive surprise in some way, but it's not going to be anything, not anything that changes your life entirely. But what it is going to do is, allow you to have more fun and a little bit more wiggle room moving forward. It's going to ask you to dream a little bit bigger, and it's also going to in some way help you solidify the knowing that you've left one chapter and stepped into the other. That's what this is about. It's more behind the scenes, and you're going to enjoy the manifestation and the fun that happens week number 3 for you. Now, moving on to week number 4 of February, group 2. This week, Mars goes retrograde. Notice that we already have energies coming back from the past here. Okay. Mercury retrograde shadow is technically around 3 weeks before and afterwards we can feel the effect of the Mercury retrograde. This happens on February 26th. Now, this week in general, we have a review flavor, Mercury retrograde. We're reviewing how have our thoughts been? How has our mental health been? How have we been communicating? How do we feel about that? How do we think? How have we been expressing? And it brings up this final intensity here of this energy. This is also going to in some way bring up for you some old situations from maybe last year, mentally, in communication and things like this. We're still closing out chapters here. So there's going to be a drive to heal old wounds and to really kind of remember who the heck you are. That's right, you're awesome. You're going to take assertive action towards your goals. You're going to feel like you know that you are it. Absolutely, heck yes. And you're going to take a look at old things that are coming up, can be coming up, and you're going to have this passion that replaces it in a positive way. Now, when Mercury goes retrograde here, there's a little bit of reconsideration of some plans, little hiccups in technology, travel, things, right? And you're also going to be having different communications, reviewing communications. It's a good time to review contracts. Do not sign contracts during Mercury retrograde, okay? And then we have this sudden erratic energy towards the end of the week that is going to make people a little bit rebellious, a little bit spontaneous, a little bit confrontational, and a little bit accident prone, okay? So nothing crazy, but just, keep an eye on yourself or your extra clumsy friend, okay? And after this, we have everything smoothing out, getting nice and pretty, nice and beautiful, okay? Really nice communication, really peaceful energies, your morals and your values and the way that you're expressing them with other people. It's going to be really great. And you find yourself really enjoying your social life before this comes into a deeper Mercury retrograde. So you're feeling more inclined to be chattier or more eloquent with people that can potentially come in during this Mercury retrograde. So this is interesting. It's going to be a more receptive Mercury retrograde than usual. And so this week for you, it's going to have you exploring your options, okay? We listen and we don't judge, okay? This is going to have you exploring your options, and it's going to have you kind of also looking at your heart space and opening it up and looking at, so what is the journey that you want to take? For example, maybe there's something that you didn't do because it was a scary journey, but you've always kind of still wanted to do it. But now this Mercury retrograde might be giving you an opportunity to try it again, to do it again, to re-record that piece of content, to republish that book, to maybe give that relationship a go, right? To do something like this. So this is going to be coming up for you this week. But you're also going to notice that it's not time to take action specifically, but you're going to feel like you want to take action. You're driven to take action. The only thing here is that in some way, shape, or form, this is going to require a team effort, a group effort. You are either not meant to do this alone, or you cannot do this alone. Whichever it is, the universe has your back on this, meaning let others take accountability and responsibility for their own stuff, right? Don't carry the extra mental and emotional labor in the relationship, okay? Just because they're sorry, are they sorry you feel that way, or are they sorry about their actions and the fact that they hurt you, right? Things like this, okay? That doesn't mean that the connection's not great. It doesn't mean that you don't love each other. It doesn't mean you can't give it another go. It's just, boundaries and things like this. So you're going to notice that when things work, the universe will let them work. And when something is not approached, the universe is going to go, this is for you, group number 2, not for everybody, remember. The universe is going to go, this might be exactly where you're supposed to be, but it's also a team effort. And so if everybody's not on the same page, or if everybody's not able to give to this right now, it's not going to work out. That doesn't mean it's not going to work out. It just means that, say, you're working on a group project with 5 other people, and maybe one of them has a little bit of a cold. So while you might be wanting to take action towards this, it makes sense. It would delay this a little bit until that one person gets better and they can actually devote the energy required to this. So in this sense, it makes sense, right? So this is kind of what week number 4 is going to look like for you. We do have a renewal in love, right? It can be romantic love, platonic love, self-love, familial love, love for the divine, right? All kinds of love. We also have something about feeling like you are open to a journey that has been withheld from you or in the back of your mind for a very long time. And there's also something here that reflects something about week number 2. You feel like, well, the universe is supporting me when something is right for me and it's giving me this opportunity. And so I want to move towards this opportunity. You take a step towards it, and then the universe goes, wait. It's meant to meet you halfway. You do not walk all the way there. You allow it to meet you halfway. And so at the halfway marker, you're going to notice this week that you say, wait, I want to push. Wait, why can't I take another step? And then you go, wait, why would I want to date someone who doesn't want to date me? Right? Or why would I go 75% of the way for someone who I'm trying to convince to meet me 25% of the way, right? Something like this. Okay. And so it's going to also then reflect on week number 3 with the boundaries conversation you had with yourself, with the realization, all of these kinds of things. And this is not putting anything into huge perspective that's giving like, it's not giving like, oh wow, like I don't deserve this, screw you. It's nothing like that, right? But it is this energy of just the universe kind of checking you. It's putting little bumpers on the side of the bowling lane. That's what it's doing, okay? And so you're going to be like, whoa, I'm bowling. I love bowling. I haven't been bowling for a long time. I found the perfect bowling ball, the cutest bowling shoes, and the ball is my favorite color. It's karaoke LED light disco day at the bowling alley, and they're playing my favorite songs, and it's very cool, and we're all having fun, and my favorite friends are here, and it's great, okay? Also, while you're doing that, you're gonna notice that the universe is just putting those bumpers up so that everybody, just to make sure everybody's having a good time and that the The playing is fair. There's an equal playing ground. The stakes are fair for everybody. And you're also going to find that you kind of feel yourself coming into a sense of your own during February, especially with this Saturn going into Aries on February 14th. This is a big deal, okay? If you are stepping into or out of your Saturn return, congratulations, you have made it. Let's see advice for you for February for general. Okay, you're going to have a lot of abundance coming in for you this month. And you're being encouraged to know that you deserve it and know that it's fair. Okay, I'm getting this vibe where you might be feeling like very, very blessed and very, very happy this month. And you might also have this sense of awareness that maybe it wasn't always this way, or everybody ever isn't this blessed, or there are people who don't have this, or why do you deserve this when everybody doesn't have it, right? So these are valid things to reflect on, but it's also, just to level with you here, it's also proof that the universe is putting energies like this into the right hands, okay? Into kind, humble, loving hands that care about other people, okay? You are going to have quite an abundant month. I'm getting this energy where you're being encouraged not to stress over materiality or finances or anything like this, but also not to share the details of your material situation with others, okay? This is so random, but if somebody has access to something that gives them an idea of where your finances are, you should change the password, okay? Something like this is coming through. Something is going to come in at the end of this month or the beginning of the next one that's going to change your situation. And it's going to be for you and you alone. This is something like you, say that you work with a group, but you're the only one in the group that gets the brand deal, okay? But if somebody has access to your emails and they have access to the whole group, well, you don't really want them, like, you're not being advised to keep it a secret, but it's for you, and that's not up for debate, and you deserve it, and you don't need other people's grubby little fingers in your stuff, okay? There's something here about you coming to a sense of success that has been your dream, that you've worked for a really long time. And also, what this is that's coming in, these blessings that come in for you in February as well, they are going to be more tactile, things you can hold, things you can taste, things you can touch, right? And with this, you're going to be able to also give back. So you're going to invest it into changing your situation and also into changing the situations of others, because you're a beautiful, wonderful person. And that is also why the universe is going above and beyond to make sure that you are the one that is stabilized. But you might also notice some whiny energies around it that might be trying to move towards you or ride your coattails here. So I do just want to let you know, this isn't going to be a new energy for you. I can see this. Okay, people love to act weird around you when things are going really well or when things are about to go really well. I can see this here. So for February for you, keep one foot on the ground and one foot out the door, okay? Because you know your truth, okay? You've worked really hard to get to where you are. And essentially, don't be afraid to walk away or detach from things that are not serving you. This is the end of a huge era for you. And if you are second guessing any of this, if you're nervous holding these blessings, or if you're insecure or you have imposter syndrome, self-reflect and look at who the universe is really giving this to. Okay, someone who deserves it, someone who's responsible with it, someone who's worked for it, someone who's grown, someone who's vibrationally attuned to it. Okay, fair is fair. It's okay if it's fun and it's your turn. Okay, the universe is trying to change your situation after you've asked it to, and these energies are perfect for it. They're also being used for this. It's changing your foundation and your stability in a positive way. And it's going to be healing for you, but sometimes healing is just as, if not more, uncomfortable than the thing that we're healing from in the first place. So receive the love, receive the fun, and anything that's making you guarded towards it or frustrated about it, you can self-reflect to see where it came from. But at the end of the day, commit to what it is that you are passionate about, because that is what I'm having a feeling the whole next year is going to be about for you. And February is kind of just where the ball is going to start to get rolling for you. So group number 2. this is how your February 2026 is going to go. I hope this helped shed love, light, and clarity for you. Don't forget to check out my weekly horoscope posts if you want more info. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm. If you would like a personal with me, they're available only on Etsy. Don't forget to follow me on Patreon and on my YouTube membership channel as well. You can access exclusive content. You can meditate with me. You can join my book club. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here, of course, as well. It helps me keep helping you help yourself. So with that being said, thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time. Namaste. Hi there, Group 3. Namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at February 2026 predictions for you, and you selected the third group with the Unconditional Love card. Group number 3. You might want to take out a pen and paper for this reading. These tend to get a bit long. We go through every single week of February, looking at the general astrological themes. The energy affects everybody differently, so we're going to see the collective general energy, and then we'll pull each week individually for you as a group. Also, if you'd like more detail, you can check out my weekly horoscopes that I've been posting, so this will help you navigate February as well. So with that being said, you selected the Unconditional Love card. I'm getting that February is actually going to be wonderful for you. Now, I'm really getting this vibe of feeling loved. Like you are feeling like you love and you receive love in return. You are feeling this vibe like you are grateful for the things around you, and also the things and people around you are grateful for you too. You feel like you care for others and they care for you. You feel like you put in work, and then also things work on your behalf. This is very like reciprocal energy, but it's beautiful. Now, February, the first week, is February 1st through 7th. The general energy here, this is like a huge emotional peak, and it's also bringing sudden shifts. So we have the full moon in Leo, February 1st, okay? So this is going to bring about healing, but also an emotional focus when it comes to self-expression will be emotionally charged. Creativity will be emotionally charged. Your love life, romance will be emotionally charged. And also we've got a little bit of the drama coming through. It is full moon in Leo. Wouldn't be full moon in Leo without a little drama, but this is the energy of conclusions. Okay, so closing things out. So it might be time where you're noticing people have dramatic breakout, closure conversations, things like this. It's dramatic conclusions as well. Okay, so this is going to be an emotionally charged full moon the very first day of February, and then we have unexpected shifts and changes that are liberating, but sudden, that kind of happen in both the collective sense and the personal sense, and urge everyone to move forward with their life. And so everyone's going to kind of get gently or not so gently nudged into a direction that is different from where they are in some way. And everyone is kind of meant to trust on a collective scale and on a personal scale that this nudge, it's moving you in a forward direction. So you're moving forward, but that might not be how it feels for everyone in the moment. Okay, and then after this, the end of this week is going to bring a little bit of unexpected, let's say overthinking, mental energy, communication breakdowns, and things like this, anxiety, stress. But for you, specifically group 1, the first week of February, you're going to be feeling at home because you do not have any crazy or dramatic things to close out. Okay, so you're going to be noticing here that you feel quite at home. You're going to notice, yes, there's emotionally charged energy, but you're going to have fun. You're going to feel like, wow, I feel loved even stronger right now. You're going to feel emotionally charged with your self-expression. You're going to feel emotionally charged with your creativity. You're going to feel emotionally charged in your love life, and it's going to be a positive for you. The energy for you week number 1, it's, wow, I really feel loved. Wow, my love life is going great. Wow, I'm having so much fun. Wow, things are really they're very balanced. I feel right at home here. It's very nice. Okay, week number 1, you're also going to notice here that you have some sort of abundance coming in as well. February is going to start off very abundant. You're also going to be having important conversations with some sort of important figure is what I'm getting. For some of you, this might be spiritual conversations like telepathic or a spirit guide or the higher self of something or someone. But a lot of you, you're going to have a very abundant and cool conversation with someone who is important to you. So for some of you, this might be someone that you look up to. It might be someone who's close to you in your life, but there's definitely this energy of authority. So this indicates someone that in some way you look up to. They're either a role model for you. This is someone who's higher up at work. Maybe you bump into someone that you like to watch on social media, on the street. There's an energy like this that's occurring. Okay, but it's really cool. It's very blessed. Okay. week number 1. So it's gonna go great for you. We're noticing as well that you're gonna feel like, I'm hearing that song, This Is What Dreams Are Made Of, from the Hilary Duff movie, or the Lizzie McGuire movie. So it's gonna be very cool. Now, you're also gonna notice that there's a lot of mental energy that's going on, but for you, it's not mal stress, it's not negative stress, it's you stress, it's positive stress. So there's like this overthinking. Say that you bump into a celebrity that you really like on the street and you get to talk to them and you're running through that conversation again in your mind, but this isn't like anxiety or stress. It's, oh my God, that was so cool, I can't believe this is so cool. It's kind of this energy of, say that you've been hitting the gym again, you're feeling really nice about your body, you're kind of starting to look how you want to, you're really proud of it, and you're like, wow, like I feel so great, I'm wearing my favorite outfit, so I can maybe wear those crop tops, and I'm walking out and I feel really confident, and it's like there's mental energy, but for you it's all positive. It's like, wow, I'm doing so great, wow, that was so cool, wow, I'm so happy, wow, I'm having so much fun. And you're also noticing that this is gently starting to shift you into where you're going, which is again the theme of this week. So you're moving forward, and it's like this positive, high vibrational, very fun energy with the Knight of Wands here. So it's indicating that you're going to feel nice and stable, you're going to feel nice and materially abundant, you're going to have some important conversations, but it's also going to be something that's fun, right? You might find yourself going out if you don't usually go out. You might find yourself picking up job opportunities that are fun, like short-term or contractual projects that are abundant for you, but they're not like long-term promises to sell your soul for your time, your 9 to 5 for the rest of your life. This is something like, wow, that's really cool. I can't believe I got commissioned to work on that. That's super awesome. I can't wait. Things like this. So let's check out week number 2 for you. This is the 8th through 14th of February. So this is the week where Mercury and Venus enter Pisces. So we start to have this Pisces energy coming in. There's also a generational shift here that's going on. This is when Saturn enters Aries. It's also Valentine's Day. So big deal this week. Okay. So the general astrological themes here are like compassion, intuition, dissolving walls or boundaries that have been put up. So notice how that can be a positive thing and also a negative thing depending on the situation. As Saturn enters Aries, and we're kind of learning more about ourselves. We're learning how to restructure our identity or be more authentic to it. There are new beginnings, action, long-term shifts that are occurring here, specifically with relationships, values, and things like that. And then we also have this energy of a little bit of instability in relationships, sudden shifts in values, finances. We've got a Venus square Uranus aspect going on here at the beginning of the week. So one thing I'm going to notice for you, week number 2 of February, group 3, is that you're going to find yourself being more open and vulnerable than you usually are with the people around you. Okay, you're going to find that your heart is really, really open. You're also going to notice that right now is not, you're going to feel a bit guarded against new things, against opening up to anything new, okay? Because you're going to be focusing on deepening bonds or energies that are already in your life, because you're really going to feel like you are exactly where you're meant to be, okay? You're going to notice around you, everyone's looking at, oh my gosh, I haven't been on my path, or oh my gosh, this has not been in alignment with me, oh my gosh, I'm kind of snapping out of it and waking up. And here for you, this is about a deepening. Well, the things around me are the things that I want. The people around me are the people that are meant to be in my life. I'm on my path. So this is a deepening. You're also going to be a little bit hesitant towards new opportunities that come your way. Not because this is a negative thing. It's not blocking your blessings, but there is definitely an energy of you being a little bit guarded because you're like, you know what I have right now, it's really amazing and I really love it and it's on my path and it's in alignment for me and it is my authentic self. It's just that the way that you navigate it wants to be more deeply connected to you mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And so this is what you're going to be working on here. It seems as though there's whatever this is that's around you, it's like you are on the right path, you are around the right people, you are doing the right things. And with this Saturn entering Aries energy, a lot of people are going to go like, oh my God, I'm not on my path. Oh my God, I need to get it together. And you're going to be like, no, I'm on my path against all odds. So what this is for you is deepening into where your intuition has already led you, deepening into where your heart has already led you. So this is a really positive energy for you, actually. This is looking at where there were things, people, places, things, situations around you that were trying to pull you off of your path and you didn't listen. But now you're sitting here with your path and you're looking at the struggle, like how long it took you to get to where you are, how much you've fought, how much you've learned, how much you've grown, how much you've shown up, how consistent you've been in order to get yourself not just where you wanted to be, but also in your aligned path for you. And so here you're going to find that there are opportunities that come through, but they're not going to be anything that are worthy of your investment. But you are going to be opening up with that which is already around you. I'm getting a deeper connection with your home, like geographically where you physically live, or the people that you see in your everyday life, specifically if you have roommates or you live with your family or your partners or close friends or something like this. A deepening here and opening up, okay? There's a little bit of this, maybe someone's trying to move into your place and you don't have really extra room. There might be a little bit of a rejection of something new coming in here. A little bit of a guarded energy because you understand how things need to be balanced here. And the way that things can balance a little bit more for you this week is actually by allowing yourself to enjoy where you are a little bit more, because you're not at a place where you're dealing with other people's temper tantrums based upon the fact that actions have consequences, respectfully. And that's a good thing and a bad thing as well, right? If you work really hard to get to where you are, that's an action that has a positive consequence. And if you reject all the things that are meant for you and you follow your ego and move out of integrity, well, those actions also have consequences. And so you're going to notice here that there's a little bit of a softening. You might notice that you might have a little bit of a good release or a good cry about the fact that, like, how much you've been through to get to where you are, but also this knowing that you are where you're meant to be, this knowing that you are in alignment perfectly, this knowing that you know who you are and where you're going in life. And we really have this, it's just a softening here. It's this heart space opening, this evolution for you that is about, I really want to get more in touch with where I live. I really want to love the people around me a little more. I want to open up a little bit more. I really want to appreciate myself for getting myself here a little bit more. And we also have this abundance that's been gradually building throughout the month of February. So February is going to be a month where there's some sort of a positive material shift for you, but it's going to kind of gradually increase throughout the month so far. Okay, so it's going to be positive for you monetarily and materially as well. I'm getting that you're going to have a bit of a head start or a bit of a security blanket or a bit of an extra helping hand or something like this coming through. So week number 3 is the 15th through 21st. And this is looking at like structured dreams and radical resets. Okay, so February 18th is when the sun enters Pisces, the official beginning of Pisces season here. The general themes here are integrating the old structures with new visions and commitment to the future. We have a new moon in Aquarius on February 17th. So this is a good time to set intentions, innovation, social groups, future goals, revolutionary ideas, humanitarian efforts, just being yourself loudly, proudly, okay? We also have this energy of Saturn conjunct Neptune coming through, of course, because they're both in Aries now. So we have this like peak of energy that looks at the structure of reality versus dreams and illusions. We have some generational illusions or some spiritual delusions that are kind of breaking right now. And so you've noticed over the last month or two at this point how there are so many people who have emotional attachments to purely false ideologies or things that absolutely don't make sense in the emotional state, in the rational state, in the spiritual state, in the physical state. These things simply don't make sense, but they were able to maintain control for such a long time as we kind of explore that Neptune and Pisces energy, which is not a bad energy at all. It's just that now that it's moving into Aries, there's no more wiggle room for, yeah, but what if? Okay, but it's not. Right? And we're not talking in a manifestation sense. We're not talking in a act as if energy. We're talking about, yeah, but what if this guy like was neon pink? And you're like, yeah, okay, it's not. But, you know, you're like, well, yeah, but like, what if? Okay, but it's not. So things that are like this, that are kind of breaking, specifically in a spiritual sense, and especially when it comes to people or things just not learning their lesson. Okay, karma not coming around. So that's going to be this week. It's going to be the climactic energy. That was the new moon in Aquarius. So there's a huge release here. You're going to feel a lot of people kind of releasing ideas they've been holding on to for a while, connecting with or releasing friend groups. For you specifically this week is really going to be focused around this Pisces energy. Now it seems as though because you've been on your path and it's things trying to pull you off your path. Okay, you've been having a wonderful time and there are energies that have been bothered by that. Okay, you have been in unconditional love, and so there are energies that are like, well, if you really love me unconditionally, then you'll let me treat you however I want, right? Just this constant energy like this. And so this week we have these things kind of breaking. This week you have like and a creative inspiration, some sort of spiritual awareness, and you also release control in a particular area. And this allows you to let go of your defenses in a really positive way. And as this happens, you notice that things start to flow, specifically things that were not fair around you. And it seems as though for you, this is looking like a detachment, but it's more like I release control and surrender to the flow is a little bit of this energy. And it's not in a way where you're trying to control things or try to control outcomes. It's just like a really deep, maybe like in your bones, in your fascia, like there's some sort of like really deeply held energy. Like maybe it's something like you didn't realize that we have an emotional opening up until this point in February, so it might be something where you didn't realize how much you were not feeling your emotions, where your baseline for pleasure or your baseline for pain were at a certain point, so that you kind of numb anything maybe sensitive, or you maybe numb anything that's deep, right? And it doesn't need to be in a negative way. It can be in a positive way or a negative way, but there's still this energy of like when you release like if you're doing yin yoga, right, and you are sitting in a nice posture and you feel that release and you breathe into it and it's not painful, but you're like, wow, oh, wow, okay. It's a little bit of this. It's this release control. You know that moment where you're kind of feeling these things dissolve a little bit and you're really releasing the control there. You're sinking into the floor. And you're like, no, the floor is going to hold me. The floor's right there. It's not going anywhere. It's me that's opening up and melting onto it. And you're like, wow, I didn't even realize I was holding that. Right? So we have a little bit of a moment like this coming through. It's beautiful. But as this happens, you also notice that you release an energy, which you not holding that energy allows it to continue moving along its course, continue along the flow. And then you see things kind of working in your favor as a result of this. Because you're not holding it, you let the universe now have it. And because the universe has it, it's going to the accurate people, places, things, and situations. So it's a very beautiful and cool energy here where you feel like things are really working out in your favor. Now, moving into week number 4 for you, group 3, this is where you're going to feel like moving into this week, you actually have a little boost of luck that's going to happen for you. Now, I do want to let you know this is when Mercury goes into retrograde. So we are in Mercury retrograde shadow pretty much all of February. Well, it's about 3 weeks, so it is all of February, okay, on February 26th. Now, with this happening, we also do have some energies of Mars sextile Chiron. So you're going to have positive breakthroughs here. You're going to feel the drive to approach anything that you've recently released or you've healed in the past and kind of set things right for yourself. Okay, and so of course we have this Mercury retrograde energy, so there's some reconsideration with planning, some tech glitches, some maybe travel situations coming up, reviews of communication, overthinking. Oh, was that too weird? Should I have said this? Should I have not said this? Little things like this. It's kind of more of this reconsideration and review energy, this Mercury retrograde, than it is, hey, block all your exes for the next 3 months, right? It's not one of those Mercury retrogrades for most. Especially not for you, okay? Now there might be the rogue in there, okay? There could be an exception to the rule, but just for you, that's not going to be the theme here, okay? We do have this energy as well of a little bit of like sudden, erratic, rebellious energy, unexpected confrontations. There's also a little bit of a clumsy energy here as well around February 27th, the day after Mercury goes retrograde and after this Mercury conjuncts Venus. So you might notice actually a little bit of hiccups happening within you, through you, around you, and a little bit of people trying to cover it up or get really defensive about it. Well, it's not my fault that desk was there. It moved over an inch and I shouldn't have, like, you stubbed your toe. It's okay. It's not the end of the world, right? Energies like this. But then the next day, we also have this really smooth, charming, beautiful, flowy energy. So it's like, wow, like yesterday, oh my goodness, I just can't believe how I behaved. And oh my gosh, we should really like redo it. It's a really beautiful opportunity to redo the office so that no one stubs their toe, because we should put an end to toe stubbing. And you're like, okay, put it away, Shakespeare. There's this energy that's coming through towards the end of this month. So just be aware of that. Again, for the writers, the poets, the lovers. Okay, beautiful energy for this. But there's a little bit of a spunky energy. You're going to be really focused. You're going to be really peaceful. There's going to be a couple of little hiccups that happen here, and just see this as an opportunity for you to remain mellow and observe, because it's really just February 27th. There might be a day before that or a day after that, and we are in Mercury retrograde. So if your technology kind of glitches a little bit, just say, okay, the universe is redirecting me, and it's okay, because tomorrow it will be totally better, which it will be, okay? So for you, week number 4 of February, okay, we do have opportunities for you to explore your options coming through, okay? Because you're going to feel now you're wanting to take actions that are more in alignment with yourself. You are righting past wrongs, not in a way that you've done anything wrong, but in ways where you didn't let yourself do what you liked because you were holding on to this wound. Energies like this, right? Self-love, self-care, deepening this intimacy with yourself, releasing control, letting things come back around. You're going to feel really lucky. And as you feel really lucky, it's going to open doors for you. As you open doors, you're also going to notice that, well, there are a couple little spunky energies that come through and do provide new opportunities for you. But you're not going to receive any of these offers, but you will entertain them. You will let them humor you, okay? But you're also aware that you don't want to overlook a good thing, but at the same time, you want to make sure that you are continuing to invest in yourself strategically. You're walking on your path no matter what. Now, you can have things join you on your path. You can have things walk next to you. You can have really cool moments where you stop on the side of the path and you pick a couple of berries and you really enjoy them and you eat them and you sit under a tree and you really just enjoy that moment. That's really nice and beautiful, right? But nothing's going to take you off your path. And so this week you're going to notice that you have a lot of really cool options. You might feel as though you're focused more on your emotional sense, and then also like manifesting a new beginning for yourself or entering a new era. You might be focusing a little bit more on, like, this week might feel a little bit less like, I'm getting like the phrase more of a formality. This might just be one of those weeks where you're not really paying attention to the passage of time. You're kind of focused a little bit more on, yeah, there are things around you, you're talking to people, there's stuff going on, but you're not like it's not a main week of your life this week. It just kind of feels as though you're having cool conversations. Maybe you're getting to know some coworkers or your neighbors a little bit better. Maybe there's this energy here of you reflecting on things, wanting to make sure you're not overlooking anything. So this would be a week where you're like, you know what, I'm going to just stick to my exercise routine. I'm going to stick to my routine. You're going to notice little things like having little hiccups, and you're going to feel a little bit more inclined to just stay consistent, which is where this week is a formality. Like, there's a passage of time energy that's just happening here, and you do notice little spurts in communication. You might have a couple chats with people you don't expect. You might send or receive a couple emails that are sort of kind of cool. But there's nothing groundbreaking here. There will be something that comes up this week for you to reflect on moving forward while you decide immediately, nope, I'm staying on my path. This is not going to take me off my path. I'm going to continue to move forward. But there is an opportunity here that is worth reflecting on, but not worth pulling you off your path. For example, say someone wants to take you out on a date on Friday, but you have to work late on Friday, right? Your financial future and your career might be more important than, going out and having a few drinks, right? As an example, right? But that doesn't mean that this isn't a worthy, suitor for you, right? So there's this energy of, okay, so I'm going to remain on my path. But I also don't want to overlook a positive opportunity that the universe is giving me. So we do have something like this showing up towards the end of the week, because someone might actually say, well, this erratic energy, sudden confrontations, also this clumsy energy, you might have someone their friends are telling them, send the text, and they're like, I like you, send. And then they're like, oh my God, they throw their phone across the room. And so now you're on the receiving end, right, of something like this. So we do have something like this that's showing up. It doesn't need to be romantic. It can be in love. It can be in your friends. It can be with your job. It can be with anything here. Okay, but we do see that you are kind of being a little more social, a little more chatty, but you're focused on the path ahead. So it's a little bit more like, oh, I'm going to enjoy my day while I pass this time. You're focused on long-term goals. Okay, also you're going to notice some clumsy things, so just be a little extra cautious. Not so much for you, but I'm getting like word vomit. Just be a little careful, maybe not to overshare or swear in front of your boss, little things like that, nuances. Okay, and then trust that there's a positive new beginning that happens for you, so don't overlook whatever comes through. Be sure that you're not going to let it take you off your path, right? Not that you would, right? You've got to focus on what's important in your life. But that doesn't mean that this is an opportunity that's a full no, okay? So you do have some sort of a new beginning that's grounding towards the end of the week as well. So that's really positive for you. So this is how your February is going to go. Let's take a look at advice generally for you, group 3, for the whole month. Okay, 7 of Wands. Interesting. Your challenge and your opportunity is essentially a little bit of frustration, opening up through and beyond this frustration, because it seems as though your self-love is really important for you this month. It really especially looks like as well, you're focused on reciprocity. If things aren't giving to you, you're not giving to them. This is an act of self-love and self-care. So instead of feeling frustrated when things aren't giving to you and maybe trying to get it to give to you, or letting it like build up or fester in your life, either give that energy to yourself instead of to this thing, or just fully pull your energy back. Right? You might have those conversations, but it's kind of giving, don't send the paragraph, they know what they're doing kind of energy. Okay. So more advice for you this month. Okay. This is going to be a transformational month for you looking back. Okay. Especially with the first week, the first and a little bit of the second week coming through here, and the fourth week, to be honest with you. The first week, there's something that you're like, wow, I will remember that forever. Right? And then the second week, you're like, wow, this really deepens my connection or my relationship with something, and it's really beautiful. Towards the end of week number 4, something's going to come through. Whatever this is that you could overlook because you don't want it to take you off your path, and it depends on your approach with it. Right? Its intention is not to take you off your path, but you want to focus on your health, right? You don't want to go drink, or you want to focus on your career right now. You don't want to focus on love, right? That doesn't mean you cannot have these things in your life. It just means that, you want to stay on the path, essentially. So this is going to be, looking back, a huge month for you moving forward. I do also want to re-acknowledge Saturn moves into Aries this month, okay? And as we step into Pisces season, you're also going to notice that relationships kind of get more defined. Are they going to be here? Are they not going to be here? Are they going to deepen and intensify? Or are they going to stay where they are? Are they going to get more intimate? Are they going to change shape? Are they going, right? So you're kind of going to have answers, or things will be consolidated or compartmentalized accordingly in this month in your relationships, okay? You are stepping into a new beginning here. That's actually kind of a big deal. But it's going to happen slowly, gradually. You're going to have a lot of aha moments as well. Advice for you during this week is to let yourself create. Okay, if there's a creative project or hobby that you put down because you were too busy, or you were too focused, or you didn't have enough bandwidth, pick it up or make a point to work on it, okay? Or to do it, even if it's been a while. This is going to be a month where actions have consequences. They always do, but this is going to be consequences month. Now, lucky for you, you're not going to have anything crazy coming in, like consequence-wise. You're going to be continuing to plant seeds and move forward in your life. So it's really positive. So you're going to notice a lot of people's illusions being basically dissolved and triggered this month, okay? People are going to be totally changing their path, quitting their jobs. You're also going to notice people are defending old beliefs. They're going to be like, oh my God, I just had I'm enlightened now. I'm fully enlightened. Did you know that? Name something that you've known since you were 12. Very basic, right? It's going to be stuff like this. All spiritual experiences are valid, right? It's not person to person. It's not about comparison, but it's things like this, right? You're just going to notice a lot of this kind of energy coming through here. So your advice is essentially to don't build with others in mind right now. Build with you in mind. Focus on your self-love a lot more than usual this month. This is going to be like a month where you're going to be encouraged to be a little bit more, I dare say, selfish, okay? That's not to say you can't deepen. You will be deepening relationships, right? You will be having fun with your friends. You'll be having conversations, but your actions and your heart, they're going to be focused on pouring into you, okay? There's going to be some sort of an opportunity for you to give beyond a past hurt, is what I'm hearing. For example, say that you're like, I'm never going to date again, right? And someone wants to date you. Now you're like, ooh, you have an opportunity to give beyond the past hurt, right? And so there's going to be moments like this. Your advice here is to make sure that you are keeping yourself happy no matter what, and also to remember that you deserve good people in your life that make you happy and fulfilled, and also trust that the universe always has something up its sleeve for you, okay, no matter what it is that you decide to do with what that is, okay? More advice for you is going to be continue to create. And if you feel any moments during the month of February, this one's important. If you specifically, group 3, feel moments during February where you feel a little bit like, oh my gosh, I see the light at the end of the tunnel, but it's so far. I feel like I'm on a treadmill, or I'm a little frustrated, or I'm just really tired. I'm having a hard day, or things like this. If you're feeling a little bit of this resistance or friction energy, you're being encouraged throughout February, okay? You're Your key to resolving this energy, it's going to be to put it down or walk away from it, not permanently, and go do something that you like. Okay? Go paint. If you're not a painter at all whatsoever, and painting is like, do something that you like that you don't need to do. Okay? Something that you like that you do not need to do. In no world is this needed of you to do. In absolutely no way at all whatsoever is this productive other than the fact that you like it. Okay? Extra points if it's creative, extra points if it's emotional, extra points if it's restful or cathartic. Okay? So this is going to be your advice for February, and this is actually going to help inspire you and refill your cup, to overflow your cup, and then you will be more productive from this. Okay? It's not like, oh, I really, really like my job as a painter, and so I'm going to paint. No. You really, really like your job as a painter, so what you're going to do is you're going to get those tap shoes out of storage and you're going to go take a class. That's kind of the energy that's coming through here. Okay, and you're like, but, exactly. But why? That's why. That's exactly why. Okay, so that's your advice for February. You are going to love this month. It's going to surprise you a little bit, and you're also going to feel like you are really proud of the effort that you have made and also where you're going. So it's really great. Remember to give yourself a pat on the back and a few rounds of applause this month, because this is going to be beautiful for you. It's going to be you realizing and recognizing how well you have been doing, and especially as things start to change direction moving forward, and it's made more known to you that you've been on the right path this whole time, especially when you do see, by comparison's the thief of joy, right? Don't lean into it, but you will notice by comparison, wow, I'm doing a lot better than I think. Okay, so just give yourself a pat on the back, be grateful for yourself, pour into yourself, and when in doubt, when frustrated, when met with resistance, go do something irrelevant that you absolutely love. Okay? It will help a lot more than you think. Okay? So group 3, I hope this helps shed love, light, and clarity for you. This is your February 2026. Have an amazing day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm. If you'd like to meditate with me, it's the first link in the description box below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram if you're interested. I post bonus content on Patreon and on my YouTube members channel, and on TikTok as well. I have a members page there as well, so if you're interested, you can find me in all of those places. All of the content is different, so each one is like its own little bubble there. So if one of them calls out to you, join it, and I'd be happy to have you join the family. Okay, with that being said, I love you and I'm grateful for you, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.